Now, sculptor Antony Gormley has spent more than 2 decades replicating himself in stone, fiberglass, and iron. The artist, famed for his Angel of the North, is renowned for taking his art out of the gallery and into the real world. Commissioned by the National Galleries of Scotland, his first public sculpture project in this country has just been unveiled. Called Six Times, it comprises six life-sized Iron Men placed along the Water of Leith. Antony Gormley gave the Culture Cafe a guided tour. Here he is describing the first statue, positioned just outside the Scottish National Gallery of Modern Art near a very busy road.
We're looking at a 650 kilo iron casting of me looking straight ahead. This one is interred in an asphalt surface that is really the front pavement of the Gallery of Modern Art on Belford Road, and it's buried to its elbows more or less, so there's 65 centimetres above the surface, and it's up to you to imagine the rest. So it's a work that is not just simply in the world, it is embedded in it. And I guess it's proposing this notion of the fact that we are indistinguishable from our context. We are minds that live in bodies, but we have bodies that live in rooms, in buildings, in space, in places, in cities. We were going to bury him in the grounds, but since he was only going to have a head showing, I think everybody felt that might be lost. And then, since the piece was going to be the first piece in the collection of the Scottish National Gallery of Modern Art that was not in the Scottish National Gallery of Modern Art, we thought that it was appropriate that this should stand on the border, or rather be buried on the border. So we got the deeds of the National Gallery, and we got basically what the perimeter was of their original territory, as it were, and this stands just 70 centimetres inside it. And the idea really is that here is a work of art that in some ways on the cusp between that specialized arena, both aesthetic and intellectual, that in some senses corrals art and asks us to have in a way pre-mediated experience of it, and something that is simply an object in the world that has no label. And in a way, it's up to us to make up whatever relationship we might have with it. And increasingly that excites me more than anything else. The idea that you can put a still, silent object in a street, on a beach, on a mountain, in a city, and allow it to do what it might do. Allow it to be, like this is, literally a stumbling block in people's paths. Well, we started by the zebra crossing between the Dean and the National Gallery in Belford Road, where there was the man buried to his nipples in the pavement. And then we went down a precipitous path to Cauldron Weir, where there's a piece that stands in the pool looking down into the water. And then we walked past another weir and then past the temple and St Bernard's Well to Stockbridge. There's the piece that is rather good because it's rather difficult to see. There's a lot of overhanging branches, but if you stand on the bridge itself, you can look through the branches and see the work. But actually what you see first is its reflection, and that really pleases me, that in some way it's indirect interference that the work is bringing. You know, it's not in your face. And I rather like the whole thing of the treasure hunt of it. Well, not that it's treasure, but the seeking and looking and maybe finding, but all of that, in a way, investigation, which happens as a game, but it's still really good. Investigation of an environment. So, I just hope that in a tiny way, a the presence of the work here will encourage people to come down and just enjoy this amazing place.
Sculptor Antony Gormley talking about his 6 times installation. I'm joined now by the man responsible for curating the project, Philip Long, Senior Curator at the